I'm a good listener. I love to follow the news. I follow global news. I follow continental news. Yeah, because I like the news. I like to know what is happening around the globe, what is going on. I love it. But I focus much on Africa, especially on DRC. Yeah, I follow DRC news too much as a citizen because I want to know what is happening there. And most of the time when you see me on social media, it means I'm following what is happening in DRC. And one thing I've noticed is that DRC, you never get a good news in DRC. Never. Once you own your TV or you own your cell phone, or even on radio, when they talk about DRC, it's always bad news. Bad news, scary news. How they don't want to hear. Like when they're starting, you just feel like you just switch off the TV or the cell phone. Because what are you going to be talking? Maybe in DRC, they like. There was an accident in which 100 people died. Like 200 women had been raped. The outbreak of Ebola in east of DRC. The M23 occupy again the east of DRC. The fighting is going on in DRC. The flood has killed 10,000s of people in DRC. There was a big corruption in DRC. That's what you can hear about DRC. You never heard the good news. Ever. Like a development. Yeah. Maybe like a business. No, everything is a drama and very bad. Very shocking. Even as a citizen, when we're criticizing, when we're talking about our country, we never talk good about our country. We always talk very bad. We always negative when it comes to our country. Yeah, maybe that's what is. Or maybe we make a mistake, but we don't know. But when you look the structure of the country and when look what happens, you like, no, I'm right to criticize this country. I'd like to talk bad about this country because I don't see anything which can impress me. Yeah. And we all dream just leaving the country because of what we're going through. Once you just get across with like a DRC guy, once you greet him, just ask him what about how he about the situation of the country. What he will tell you, you'll get shocked. Yeah. As soon as you're talking, he will end by telling you like, no, I'm just preparing also, I'm fixing my stuff. Anytime I can leave. I don't want to live there, man. That's not country, man. And he started complaining at the same time. Like, oye zamboka te, nga nalinga kango te, nalingi nalongwa, nalinga kena vandana msika. Mboka nini oye zo sala souffrance, tala ni souffrance, tala ndenge biso tokomi ko souffrira. Oye mboka te, oye mboka ba politicien. Nga nalingi yango te. Soki bateki yango bapesa nga mwa petit monga na kokene nanga na vandi nanga ta na vandi ata na Tanzanie. Ana kovanda wana bona monike ta yango eleki. Nga nalinga te, ifo nalongwa. Tala mboka, tala yo moko tala kaka mboka. Mboka mutuka eza te, mai eza te, kura eza te, eloko ya kolia eza te, basi baza te, na bali te. Wana mboka na kolongwa na DRC. We always complain. Yeah, we can't do anything good about DRC. Everything is bad. Yeah. Even in terms of education, it's the same. When you go to study in DRC, you have to be careful what you want to learn. You may learn something which you'll never do in your life. Because we try to learn everything. Like when they're teaching you about cockroach, they're going to ask you a question like, how many legs does have a cockroach? Like, why? Why should I learn about cockroach? What am I going to do with cockroach? So if I know about cockroach, what will it help me? Not like you at school, just learn, know about it. It's a cockroach. At least you're living with them. Just learn what is a cockroach, how many legs have a cockroach is going to be good. It's good for you. In DRC, the question is very, very tough. When they're teaching a child, like, do you know how many legs does have a dog? I'm like, really? The child is learning about legs of dog. What is gonna be? This child here is gonna be dealing with dogs after school. When they're gonna examine him, when they're gonna ask him a question when he's looking for a job about the dog, the legs of the dog. Where? In which company? Like, no, maybe he can become a doctor of dogs, eh? Like, dog, to be a doctor of the dogs. At which hospital? Who's gonna build that hospital? And who's gonna be paying the medication? And who's gonna be paying you? For the dog, why can't just leave it die? Chikana ngwe kufa soki za mbwa, chikana ngwe kufa. Eza la kliniki ya mbwa. Biso batu tozanga medikama kaka sosko ko bana kutia tika eloko wana, webite eloko oloba. Acha byo bitu bwana, wewe uko naongea. Imbwa, ushaona imbwa kliniki ya imbwa wewe. Imbwa nani mtakuwa naitunza? Nani mtakuwa nalipa? Wewe mtakuwa naiva kwa mganga hiyo imbwa nani? Mtakuwa naiva imbwa. Mimi nilikuwa naiva imbwa kwa mganga, nikamate imbwa sasa naiva imbwa kwa mganga. Kisha naenda mbia mganga inagonjwa nini? Like, no, the doctor will know. Inagonjwa imbwa, naambia kwa magonjwa imbwa yona yu. Naambia. So sasa naipatia vinini, itakuwa nakunywa vinini je? Naambie kwanza vinini ya imbwa. Imbwa inaweza kunywa vinini je? Naambie. DRC. Very bad, man. Yeah. There is this guy who was studying there. And one of the days, he was like, hey, my friend, hey, I'm like, hey, what happened? No, man, I got a homework here. I'm like, which homework? Like, no, the teacher gave us a homework. They said we must. I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, no, let me just take out my book in the bag. I'll show you. Then you're going to answer. I'm like, I don't have the time, but let me just say, look at it. Because I was very scared. I'm not sure the question maybe it hard. I can't be able to answer. I'm like, okay, let me just have a look. If I see like it hard, I will run. I'll just use like excuse so I can escape. But if it is easy, I'm going to assist. The guy opened the bag and he took his exercise book. He opens it. Then we're like, tu vois la question? Quelle est la question? No, the teacher here is asking me. The question is, how does fish breathe in water? I'm like, really? Is that a question? He's like, yeah, from school. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, no, I can't answer this question. It's very hard for me. At my time when I was studying, I never get a question like this. I never even heard like someone who's asking such kind. He's like, yeah, no, try, man. I'm like, yeah, I can try, but it's quite hard. I'm like, oh, can you just try yourself? He's like, yeah, the fish. No, the fish, it breathes like this. In water. I'm like, no, man, you don't have to learn this thing, man. Who's going to ask you about this? Where are you going to go and work? In which company? Where can ask you such kind of question? No one can give you an interview of this thing, man. You're supposed to be learning how to fix laptop. We're supposed to be learning how to plant the maize, how to plant the beans or the rice. I learn about this, man. He's like, yeah, there is a second question. I'm like, what is it about? He said, no, this is about geography. I'm like, what geography? No, about the cities. I'm like, oh, okay, let's show. And he's like, okay. The teacher has asked us to name all the capital cities of African continent. I'm like, which one do you know? And that guy was like, Tokyo is number one. I'm like, yeah, Tokyo is capital city of which country? I'm like, for Burundi. I'm like, it's stupid. Question. Teaching asking the kids to name the capital cities of Africa. I'm like, guys, you're very serious, eh? What are you studying about, man? Who you want to become? Who you want to be? Why are you learning so stupid thing? Who's going to go and ask you the capital city of a particular country? What are you going to be doing with it? They're like, no, our teacher is smart. That's why he's asking us questions. Because he knows, maybe he thinks like one of the days we're going to be there, we're going to go and find a job there. So we must know the city first before we find a job. I'm like, no, man. Can't be like this. Yeah, DRC. Everything is tough. Education is tough. The news is bad. Whatever comes from DRC is always tough and bad. That one.